stuck here. The cops won't bother me. The right one. So one of the things I'm going to be doing is trying to retouch some of the bits here just by removing a little bit, just using some red paint I have and just dabbing it. That way it looks better. It's never going to be perfect, but it'll be better than nothing. I think it looks decent. It's definitely not the perfect way or the perfect paint, but when you see it from 10 feet away, it'll look better. And I might repaint this later on. The buddy sign also fell off, so it's never good. Give it a little bit of a paint job. Removing the carburetor because on this genuine scooter I am having an issue with it. Under here is your carburetor. You can do a lot of things with it, just like this. It's kind of clever that they put this on here. But I am going to see if I can remove this tub. Bolts, 10 millimeters, 2 here, 2 here, and I should be able to pull this up. Right here. Just get. Before we remove the tub, you're going to have to remove the gas cap. Gas cap completely removed. We should be able to pull this up and out of the way. That's a very well designed tub here. I didn't realize that it was like just held on by 4 screws, but I do like when things are as simple as that. Now we should have a lot more room to reach the carburetor. I'm going to put the gas cap back on the gas tank. And we're also going to clean all of this. I mean, this has never been removed. It is just filthy. So using a Phillips screwdriver, we are going to unscrew this right here. That's the rubber boot that goes to the engine. I'm going to unscrew this one. It's on the other rubber side. Out the best way to get this out. And there's also like a bunch of other hoses that we're going to look at as we're pulling this out. So see if I can pull this hose. There we go. So this is the airbox hose, and it is out. So now we should be able to push this back. And yeah, look at this. Whoa, what is this? What's this slop? This is something kind of odd. I've never seen this on the carburetor. There's this appears to be electrical tape. You know what? So this is where our leak is coming from. Yeah, so they put, whoever had this bike, put electrical tape on this inlet of the carb, and because there was a gas leak. So the gas leak probably is coming from this. So we're gonna have to probably replace this. This is not. Doesn't feel like it should be this way. Yeah, it's kind of an odd placement here. Alright, so now there's some gas kind of falling down on the motor and burning up. Disconnect our fuel line. And for the fuel line, there's this clip here. You should push it, and then often, and it might leak gas here, so there we go. Oh, that's good. And now there is a cable here. This is an electrical cable. There's a Phillips screw on top, and you just undo this. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but this is, it looks important, so I'm just going to put this aside very carefully. And this is what I just took out. I just took out this pin. You don't need a lot of specialty tools to clean a carburetor. You have the top part and then you have the bottom part. Let's start out with the top part. There are 2 bolts, and the bolts are actually holding these cables as well. You can kind of slide it out. But remember, we'll be tucking this in again. And this one just kind of holds it together. So, push this out, and here we go. This is what it looks like. This is the diaphragm, and it looks like it's in pretty good condition. It's attached to this, which is a little bit odd. So now I removed it, and this is the order of things, if it's done correctly. There's this needle. We'll have to clean that. The diaphragm, make sure that it's in good shape and not ripped. This one's in pretty good shape. And then here on this top part that goes here is the spring. Let's put it all together. This actually looks very clean. So the carb looks clean. I think we might have another issue. Now let's turn it this way. And now we're going to remove the 4 screws at the bottom. So make sure you push down, and then there we go, snap one. When you hear like a snap, that's good. Okay, so here we go. This looks very clean. So normally, if this carb was dirty, you'd have like a lot of varnish down here, and varnish enough that it would be very thick. And this looks like it was cleaned almost recently. So, not exactly sure what's going on here. This, and then pull out this metal tab here, and then pull up on the float. And notice that there's this little thing, a little triangle that attaches to this metal tab on the top. Keep it intact. I like to put it all together. You push it down quite a bit and then remove. Push down. Let's see if I can. This is the pilot and the main jet. I'm going to remove both of them. So using a 7mm, you should be able to remove this screw. That's it. And now we should be able to pull this out. There we go. So we have the 2 jets removed. So one of the things I like to do is strip some wires. You know, you can use guitar string or whatever. And there are these little tiny holes on these needles. And what you do is you just take one of these and you just run them through. But I'm not going to do this too much because this appears to be super clean. We're going to clean it. So both of these have tiny little screws here. Our throttle issue is not that. It's something else. Could be air that's passing through the fuel, but I'm not really sure. Time to start putting things back together. What we're going to do is put the diaphragm back on the top, and you should just be able to slide it in. There's a hole at the bottom, and that needle has to go in. And then this is kind of like an expensive diaphragm, so you don't want to damage it. We need the spring that goes here, and then put the top here. Once it's tight, give it one more turn, then get on this side again. Time to put it back on the bike. That's going in, and it should kind of snap into place. I can push this down. Give it gas. Alright, that is not a good sign, guys. Everything is connected. We're going to start it now. So one of the problems that I'm having here is that my idle is really high. So I don't know exactly what it is, but I did manage to find at least a problem. The hose that goes into the airbox came out, and it's actually like part of the airbox is ripped. So I'm going to see if I can like shove it in there. I'm going to undo this again and see if I can. Seems like I'm making things worse, you know. What we need is, I think before it was opening up the airbox, so if I let go of it, yeah, there's like a rip on the airbox itself. This should be going into that airbox really well and kind of deep in here, but it's not really going in. So guys, I do have an idea. Even though this gasket kind of completely disintegrated, and before I go about and order this part, what I did is I'm attaching this. This is like black silicone, and I've used this before, and I think I can manage to put it around and build my own gasket. This is, and just seal everything, including the bottom. So this might just burn off and smell as you're arriving. We're going to remove the airbox again. That's in. It doesn't seem like I can't really get too much. This is the tube that we want to seal, and I'm just going to put a little bit of sealant here. That way no air is going to be leaking anywhere. This is going to be really quite strong. Dry. Probably just wait a few hours, really. It was the idle or the enricher. Idle choke, automatic choke, whatever this is. That was creating a very weird idle. So now this part is actually kind of broken on this, so maybe that's why I'm not getting a good reading. The issue here is this thing. What I'm finding is that if I loosen it, the idle becomes much better. So listen. Now if I tighten it, so I'm not quite sure. Like, it seems like it's this, but it's not.
Qualifications.
Rape, murder, arson, and rape.
You said rape twice.
I like rape.